This episode of Behave is brought to you by Nextstock, bespoke wooden wearable pieces.
With the DUP deal in the bag and recess of Parliament, we caught up with Theresa May when she popped back from her walking holiday. Hello, Prime Minister.
Thank you.
So you're backwards and forwarding, but you're still in charge.
Yes, I always do my best walking in Switzerland, and I really like the jam.
Do you wear those funny leather trousers?
Lederhosen.
I'll take that as a yes. But if you're still in charge, why not just go back to Wales? It's a lot closer.
I don't think it's a secret that my last walking holiday there didn't work out all that well. However, I did manage to hang on to power, bribe the skin of my teeth.
Yes, we were amazed to hear that you actually shed a tear when you heard the exit polls.
Yes, that's right. It was very upsetting, thinking we'd crushed the people's spirit with 7 years of austerity, only to find out that we hadn't. Now we need to double down.
Doubling down on fake news about Jeremy Corbyn and his policies?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, come on, Prime Minister. Claiming that he promised to cancel all student debt when he clearly didn't?
Well, we have to put young people off politics again. So what better way to do that than by telling lies?
Now, the Daily Mail argued that...
Excuse me, but what has that got to do with me? It's a free and independent press.
Except when you refuse to answer questions about Murdoch and his alleged hand in appointing Michael Gove. The Mail argued that teachers brainwashed students to convince them to support Labour.
Goodness, it's too late by the time they're students. We have to stamp out those unhelpful early messages. Messages like, it's good to share.
But now your very slight paramilitary majority means you need to make concessions like ending austerity.
No, we don't. We've just cancelled a few regional prospects that we've been keeping on the back burner for years for just such an eventuality. I like to say, where there's a bill to pay, there isn't a railway. The fact is, we need to crank austerity up if we're going to break the backs of the British people by 2022, because that's only 5 more years.
So, more austerity? Surely not.
When products fail, marketers know you have 2 choices: retire or rebrand, which is why from now on we'll be calling austerity living within our means through work. As Ian Duncan Smith said, work helps free people.
That sounds very close to work will make you free, Prime Minister.
Yes, exactly. Dear old Ian. And Hitler.
When austerity was meant to get rid of the £960 billion debt when Cameron came to power, why is that debt now over £1.8 trillion?
Exactly. These cuts have led to more debt, so we must cut even more. The next cut will always be the deepest.
Yet you managed to rustle up a cool £1.5 billion just to pay the DUP so you can stay in power.
Yes, but you see, that deal's only for the next 2 years. We'll need to cut way more to find more money to hand them by 2019. Look, the people must understand the precarious realities of a government hopelessly dependent on terrorist sympathisers. It's like being addicted to crack cocaine. It's such a rush.
You've cut disability benefits, welfare, the NHS is at breaking point, food banks are everywhere, cuts to the police force have led to the highest annual rise in crime in a decade. What else can you really cut?
Funding for national parks, that's going to be cut by 40%. It's going to be so wild. And so will the parks be. And once they are, we may even consider reintroducing wolves.
So these park cuts are going to be across the board?
Of course not. We're increasing the budget for South Downs, obviously, because that's my favourite.
So yet again, it's one rule for you and your elites and one rule for everyone else. Just like when your party cheered as you voted down Jeremy Corbyn's proposal to remove the public sector pay cap.
It was a moment of spontaneous and collective joy.
Well, I don't think most of the country shared your joy.
I don't think you understand what being addicted to siphoning off public service money is like. You have got to accept that some things will just always be out of your reach.
Like higher education?
Michael Gove did say that if you don't benefit personally from a university education, you shouldn't have to pay for those who do, with respect. So we're not hypocrites.
But isn't that a nonsense? Don't we all benefit from an educated workforce, Prime Minister?
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, doesn't the creation of, say, a new doctor benefit society as a whole?
No, obviously, not once we've privatised the health service. Haven't you read the Naylor report? Look, it's not like we're hiding any of this
Yes,
from you.
recent reports are suggesting a massive influx of American health companies.
Well, we have to offer something in exchange for the chlorinated chicken.
Right, well, what about MPs' expenses then?
Cash will do fine, thank you.
To paraphrase Michael Gove, since we don't benefit from his elephant lamps, why did taxpayers have to pay for them?
Have you seen those lamps?
No, I haven't.
Well, I have, and they're adorable. Others definitely benefited from them. Not you, perhaps, but others. It's not all about you, you know.
Would you argue the same about Ian Duncan Smith putting his underwear as expensive?
I know Ian, and I know he doesn't give a shit about clean underwear, but other people do. So it's a public service.
Well, how can such an attitude to expenses not make the populace think that MPs are on the take?
Precisely. The less we waste on you, the more we keep for us. It's a caste system. It's really not that hard to grasp.
Can you give us an example of how the caste system works?
Yes, gladly. Take Ian's disability benefit reforms. Did the UN find that they violate the rights of disabled people? Yes, they very annoyingly did. Can he therefore be said to be responsible for the deaths of thousands of people? Well, duh. Will he be held accountable? Of course not. Why not? Because he's in our caste. He's at top table. He marks his own homework above all due process, health and safety and all the other silly laws you still believe in.
Oh, Prime Minister, hasn't that attitude spectacularly backfired recently? I'm thinking of the Grenfell Tower tragedy.
Absolutely not. In 2012, Cameron said health and safety culture had become an albatross around the neck of British businesses, and he vowed to kill it off. And he has. Another promise kept. Of course, there will be accidents, but accidents are a part of your life.
I see.
There's no accident so serious that a phony inquiry can't be brought in to make it go away.
We haven't even factored in the undeniable effect Brexit's going to have on health and safety.
Precisely. The stage is set, and we need to lower our expectations now if we want to get our mouths around Donald Trump's hormone-saturated meat.
I'm not sure that everybody will be so keen on that, Prime Minister.
They'll be keen enough on it when they can't get any other sort after Brexit. In 5 years, everyone will be inured to it and will be ready for my proper landslide.
You still think you'll be in power by then?
Yes, I do. No one dares challenge me now because it might trigger another general election, and you know what that would mean, don't you? Ooh, Jeremy Corbyn. And as I made clear in Parliament, we would never let that happen.
Well, isn't that up to the people in a democracy?
Well, yes, let's go with that. Why not?
Prime Minister, thank you very much.
This Behave was brought to you by Nextdoc. Bike handcrafted so you can make dictatorial decisions knowing you look fashionable with just a hint of penitence. Nextdoc, €1,799 plus PNP plus custom duty plus Northern Ireland bribe tax. Get one while stocks last.
Behave.